I welcome all of you. We are 3S Real Estate Brokers, one of the leading real estate brokerage firms in Dubai. We are the top performers with the leading developers, including Nakhil, Damar, IMR, Majid Al Futtaim, and many more. We work closely with these developers. We have exclusive access to different inventories. And today we are going to present to you different opportunities to invest in Dubai real estate. So I will start off with my first question. Before that, I would like to welcome our panelists, Mr. Fahad Abbasi and Joseph Ayub. These are established real estate consultants in Dubai. They understand the property market very well, and we are going to present different projects and properties today. So my first question to Mr. Fahad is, why should people consider Dubai as an investment opportunity?
Thank you, Mr. Ansari, for giving me this opportunity to talk about Dubai, why Dubai and why you should invest in Dubai. So the very first thing when I talk about Dubai is the rental ROIs on the properties when you buy in Dubai, which varies from 7% up to 12%. So now when we talk about 7% up to 12%, it depends what kind of rentals you're going to do. So you have options of Airbnb, holiday homes, short-term rentals, and long-term rentals. So that way how the percentage varies from 7% up to 12%. And then we talk about the property tax. So there is no property tax on Dubai property. Any property you buy in Dubai, you don't have to pay any tax. You don't have to pay any annual tax. You don't have to pay any capital gain tax. So whenever you buy a property in Dubai, it's a freehold property, and that can be carried forward to your kids as an inheritance. And then we talk about the growth of Dubai comparing from last 10 years. So if I talk about 2012, it was around 2.1 million. So if I talk about now 2022, I'm talking about 3.5 million plus people in Dubai. And the fourth reason when I talk about Dubai is that it's one of the safest places in the world, and the crime rate is very less in Dubai. In terms of all the authorities you talk about, they're very easy accessible to you. You can walk around the city without any fear. You don't have any issues, even if you walk on the street in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m., 2 a.m., whatever time. And you can buy a property in Dubai with the cryptocurrency. And you can easily buy a property. If you have a cryptocurrency, you can sell it on the third party, and you can buy with the same value of property in Dubai. And many developers in Dubai accepts that. And then if we talk about all the big companies, they are in Dubai now. If I talk about Apple, for example, Microsoft, Samsung, Siemens, all of them, the head offices are in Dubai. And then after that, if I talk about the investment is very secure in Dubai. Dubai real estate rules and regulations are easy accessible to everyone on Dubai Land Department website. You can easily check there that what the property was sold for and what it was now, the price is going on, the ijaris, what was rented for the last couple of years, and what is the price going on now. The transparency of Dubai real estate is very affordable, and Dubai is very well known for its, plentiful property options, and it's always on rise. And then if we talk about the best part, which is now happening in Dubai, is the golden visa. So you can, by the way, you can get an investor visa with the property value of 750,000 dirham. And then it goes up. Then you can go, if you want a golden visa, you have to invest 2 million or plus, and you can buy it. You can get a golden visa. So in that range, if we talk about the projects in Dubai for this entry-level, start-level projects, you have options in Maidan as well. You have options, for example, there's a developer in Maidan called Azizi. They have plenty of projects they have a project in Maidan. They have like Azizi Rivera, they have Rev, they have Parkview, Parkland. They have different projects in Maidan. Then at the same point, they have, if you want something luxury side, they have in Palm as well. If you want, if you're a doctor and you want something closer to your, like a clinic or something, Healthcare City, they have options there as well. So the price range of Azizi projects, if I talk about, is the studios are going around 750,000 in Maidan area. If I talk about one bedroom, it goes around 900,000. If I talk about two bedroom, it goes around 1.3 million dirham. So, and the best part about the payment plan in Azizi, you have to pay 30% before the construction and 70% of the time of the handover. And the same thing in, if you talk about Furjan area, which they have the ready projects, you can buy a ready property of studio around 450,000. If we talk about one bedroom, you can buy 700,000 a one bedroom, two bedroom around 900 to 1 million dirham. So that's the Azizi developer, what I'm talking about. And then that's the only developer at the moment who's giving you option to buy a commercial property as well. So if you're looking as a commercial investor, you particularly only wants to go to commercial, you can let us know and we can help you regarding that. And in the commercials, you don't have to pay. If you want to buy a commercial property, you can pay 10%, 50% now and the 50% after 1 year. So they give you a time. On the 50%, you'll get the key, you can rent your property and you can start generating the ROI from there.
Right. Perfect. Thank you so much, Fahad. What we'll do is, why
You're
don't you
welcome.
walk us through, what is the visa process? Let's say, for example, if somebody wants to invest in Dubai and they want to get the residency visa, and what is the process, how they can, go about it.
I didn't get your question because I cannot hear you properly.
All right. Am I audible properly now?
Yeah, you're audible.
All right. So what I was asking basically is, let's say, for example, if somebody wants to invest in Dubai and they want to get the residency visa, what would be the process and how much is the minimum investment that they need to put in?
Perfect. I will love to answer for that question. So as I mentioned earlier, when I was talking about Azizi project, so the entry level is 750,000. With 750,000 dirham property, you can get a visa, which will be for 2 years. And then if you want a visa for 5 years, you have to invest 1 million or plus. You can get a 5 years visa. And if you want a golden visa, which is 10 years visa, on that property, you should have a property of 2 million or plus. You can get a 10 years visa. So the process is very easy. You purchase a property and then we can process your visa. Simple. It looks very hectic that people think like they don't know, because everywhere in the globe, if we talk about, the process goes very long. You take the document, you go A, B, C, attestation, and this and that. You pay tax on that. You pay tax on this. In Dubai, it's very simple. You buy the property, you pay the 4% Dubai Land Department fees, which is the only fees which you pay one time when you buy the property. After that, you don't pay any single dirham on that. And once that's done, we take your document, we process your visa. Very simple. Very simple.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Fahad, once again. So what we'll do is, we'll wait for some questions. If not, what we'll do is basically we'll move on to the next project. So today we have an interesting, insights that we are going to hear about from Joseph Ayub. Joseph is going to talk about Dubai Islands, and he's going to also share some insights on how someone can actually, start their construction company or development company in Dubai. So that is going to be quite interesting for me as well to listen to. So Joseph, over to you. I will just open your presentation. Give me one bit.
Right. Thank you for that, Fadan. So while you're opening this presentation, I'd just like to bring some notice to the areas of Dubai and Dera. These are actually the central business hubs of Dubai. As if anyone who has not been here, they would I would like to tell them that all our wholesale market and all our retail markets as well, everything is located in Dera and Dubai. We have this area is very vital to Dubai, as it's the most northernmost area of Dubai as well. And once we have the presentation up, I can actually share with you guys and show you exactly how close it is. Right. Okay. So like Faizan Bhai mentioned earlier, we are going to be talking about something that's very different and something that's very new for the market in Dubai. And this is a really a very rare find. We're going to be talking about Dubai Islands. So we're going to be discussing things like of course, the basic things like location, what is the product, but we're going to go into more detail about what kind of target audience we're looking for, what kind of investors this could be attractive for. And of course, we're going to be discussing prices and the feasibility of the whole project as well. So let's start with the most basic question, where is it? Like I previously mentioned, it's in the northernmost part of Dubai. It's very, very close to the business hubs that I mentioned, Dera and Bar Dubai. These are where all our major wholesale market runs out of. This is actually also one of the oldest areas in Dubai. So you have all of our very old shopkeepers and everyone who practically any shop you go to that is selling anything from electricity, accessories to, let's say, although it is such a huge and vital area to Dubai, Until now, we have not seen any freehold property that can be used, that can be found there. Everything there currently is leasehold only. So this makes this project even more attractive because it is one of the first and only freehold properties that we available there. Along the whole project, we have a whopping 50 kilometer of coastal line, and we have new access roads such as the Infinity Bridge Road, which gives you which gives a very good access to the island and to the rest of Dubai. If anyone who has heard of Deir and Dubai, you immediately correlate traffic to it because, like I said, it's a very, very busy business hub, as it is the main business hub. These new roads that they have already built before they even start doing anything major on these islands is a huge sign, and shows the involvement of the government and shows how Dubai is keen on making this a very, very vital area in the Dubai market. So let's talk about what the whole project is. This is actually made out of 5 different islands. All these islands are expected to have various themes and, of course, various products that will be available on it. So the 5 islands are called Central Island, Shore Island, there's a Golf Island, Marina Island, and Elite Island. All of these together will have more than 38,000 residential homes, about 9 marinas, 21 kilometers of pristine beaches, 87 hotels and resorts, and an amazing thing that we also have, we have 2 golf courses. This is one of the very, very few opportunities that you could have where you have waterfront and a golf course community. Currently, what we're going to be focusing on and what has been launched by Nakheel right now is Central Island. Now, this is designed to meet the 2025 tourism aspirations of Dubai. So they are looking to actually accommodate all the tourists that they're expecting to have in 2025. They're going to make 20,000 new hotel rooms that would be on the coast, and that would be waterfront property. They're looking, and throughout this, on this island, we're going to see a mix of residential and retail spaces, where there's going to be the world-class mall, there's going to be an art and cultural district, there's going to be water parks, almost all the hotels are going to be beachfront, and there's going to be exhilarating water sports that will be present on the beaches as well. If we move to the next slide, you can see a highlight of how Nakheel has actually allocated spaces to each plot. And of course, if upon further research and a closer look, you can see how Nakheel has allocated particular spaces that would be closer to the marina. There would be hotels that would be at the beachfront, some residential units as well that would be at the beachfront, and etc. One more thing that is of note here is that we already have a 5-star hotel that is very successful and is running on this island. It's called the Riu Hotel, among other small hotels and developments that have already been made there. So now let's talk about what kind of mindset or what you should be looking to achieve when you think about this particular island, and what kind of people this would really interest in. So the main biggest thing that we need to look at here is the ambitious investor. These are the investors who are looking to, buy a plot, make a development for themselves and sell it for themselves. They are not looking to buy an end product and then resell it later. Those investors also exist, and we will have something for them in the future. But currently, we are looking for those ambitious investors that are looking to buy a nice plot in an amazing location, build something of their own, put in their own creativity, and then take the fruits of that creativity. That is the kind of people we need, and that is the kind of people this would really benefit. Other than this, we're looking to, as I said, this is going to be a very, very in-demand project, as it's the only freehold project in that area. So we're looking at people who want to get into this project right at its base. As the project matures and there are more launches in the project, the base price, the people who bought in the first phase are always the ones who make the most profit out of it. So the people who are looking to get in right at the beginning would be the ones who would want to invest here. Other than this, like I said, Deir and Dubai has a lot of shops and a lot of old businessmen. All of these people have a lot of experience and are very high net worth. These would be the kind of people who would be very interested in purchasing here and would actually accommodate this area once it is ready. Other than this, of course, we've got our waterfront property enthusiasts. These are people who crazy for waterfront properties. They're very excited by them, and there is nothing like this currently that could be available. Where you are looking at an island, you're looking at marinas, you're looking at complete open sea views, everything that you could want from waterfront property, you would have here, and it would be in 5 different islands. It's going to be a huge, large project of it. There is nothing like this that we could really say is left in Dubai anymore. Other than this, we're looking for people who are already commercial and residential developers in Dubai, and of course the international investors because this would be very special for them, because as it's common knowledge, Dubai has some of the most cheapest waterfront properties still in the world. If you compare it with countries like the US, the UK, Australia, all of these places have a very high price per square foot if you talk about waterfront properties in those areas. So let's see what it would actually cost us to have a plot here, at least for now. So these are just 4 options that I've picked out from what we have available. As a lot of inventory has already been sold, but we have some of these units available, which are still very, very good opportunities. So we have two plots, like the table here shows land use, the plot area, and the built-up area, which I can explain furthermore, and how much height you're allowed to put up in the plot itself. And then I've calculated your price per square foot, and I've given you their total price as well. So let's start with let's pick out anyone. If you were to buy, let's say, the third option, which is a residential apartment, your plot area is about 60,000 square foot, and it says the built-up area is 220,000. This is basically how much. This is basically the floor area that would be of your building. And in the next column, you will see it says G plus 2P plus 14. So that would mean ground floor plus 2 parking plus 14 floors above it. This is the provision that you have on the plot. The price for this is 40 million, and the way you calculate price per square foot is this: you divide the total price with your built-up area. In this case, 40 million divided by 220,000 is approximately 185 dirhams. This is actually a very, very good price, as we can as this is the price that you would find buying a plot almost anywhere in Dubai. 150 to 200 dirhams is a very, very median price in Dubai, and we are looking at a plot which is not only on an island, but it's going to be part of a huge community which is in such close proximity to the center of Dubai, and will be a very, very busy and very high occupancy area. Though another amazing thing that comes with this is that it has a 3-year payment plan. As we can see here in the next slide, that we have a 3-year payment plan with the booking would be just 15% plus, of course, the DLD transfer fees, which is 4%. And then you can see it's very, very manageable installments of 5 and 10% alternatively. This would make your managing your cash flow very, very easy for you. And of course, since you're looking to construct on it, this matters a lot, since you're not having to pay all this cash upfront. So if you were to buy this, we're looking, like I said, we're looking for people who are looking to be developers. Now, I know it sounds very complicated, and of course, to some extent, it is. It is not for every person out there. You need to have a certain kind of profile. You need to have a certain kind of mindset, and you need to have some kind of, you need to do a lot of research before you can do something like this. But I just wanted to make out a short outline for you guys so that you guys can have a decent idea. So the first question, of course, would be, how do I become a developer in Dubai? So according to DLD, all of the data that I'm going to share with you is all off of DLD, and this is all official. First, you would need to buy a land which has provision to be built on, of course. And after this, you need to apply for a real estate development license if you don't have one already. The cost of this license is about 100,000 dirhams per year. After this, you would have to get into your development stage, where you would plan what kind of building you want to make, the design, how many bedrooms you're offering, the sizes, the size allocations, and what kind of price point you're looking at. After this, you would register your project in DLD. The project registration charges are just about 150,000 dirhams, plus or minus a few extra small charges and fees that would be like admin fees, knowledge fees, and stuff like that. So after this, there are a few hints that we have from the developer, and of course, if you would ask us directly about this project, we would be able to give you a lot more details. But just to keep it brief, the process would go like this: you would have to make designs and plans. You would have to submit them to Nakheel, which is the master developer, and they will give you a final approval, because everything since they're the master developer, they need to make sure that everything is up to a certain standard, as they want to maintain the standard of the community, which is actually very good for the investor as well, because this ensures that that your neighboring plot will not be something that is substandard. Next thing, an amazing thing about this is that this plot, you can begin construction right from the day of signing the SPA, as all the paperwork is already done. Everything is already, all the plots are allocated, registered in DLD, and Nakheel has already finished all the back-end work for you. So you begin construction from the day of signing SPA. A time limit that Nakheel has done, since I earlier mentioned that Central Island is supposed to be part of 2025 plan for Dubai, Nakheel has kept that you need to complete the whatever you are building, you need to complete it within 3 years of the of signing the SPA, and which would be 2022. So that's 3 years from now, and the payment plan is also 3 years. So now we come to my favorite part, which is the math. So let's see here. Again, I have picked the same example actually here. Well, this would be a residential plot where you can build a residential building, G plus two parkings plus 14 stories. The price is 40 million, price per square foot over here. Calculated comes up to about 185 dirhams per square foot. Now, according to my research and experience, the average construction cost for a decent building, we're not talking about something very, very high end. Of course, those would be a little bit more expensive, but a very, very decent building is can be around 300 to 350 square foot. Now, a developer license, I've just made a small calculation of developer license, registration, registering your project, and DLD. These would be your big, large sum amounts. Of course, there are some small sums that you would have to pay here and there. So, but for now, we're just taking the big chunks that we would have. Like I said, developer license is 100,000 dirhams a year, and registering a project the charges for registering a project is 150,000, plus the DLD, which would be 4% of 40 million. The total comes out to just under 1.9 million dirhams. Now, let's consider what would be our price per square foot without construction. Our price per square foot without construction will basically be the price per square foot of the plot itself and the additional charges that we have on top. Including these additional charges, I came up to the number of 193-ish. And so just to round in all the other small charges that I may have missed, I have taken the range up to 200 dirhams. And after this, we see if we do construction with the plot charges, I have taken, like always, I always take my costs to be the maximum and my returns to be the minimum. So let's see, our costs is coming up to be 200 dirhams for the plot and 350, which would be the higher end of our construction cost. It comes up to a total of 550 dirhams per square foot. Now, since I said this is the first freehold project in the area, we have to go to a neighboring community to find anything that would remotely be a competitor for this. So I found two very similar things. Like we have Anwa by Omniat, which is a building that has already been launched and sold. We have Mina Rashid by IMR, which was also a very huge project that was sold. Both of these projects were selling at a minimum of 1,570 dirhams per square foot. Now, what this means is that you would have a margin of approximately 1,000 dirhams per square foot. That would be this would be your revenue. This would be minus your costs. This is not exactly your profit, as of course there would be some more costs involved, such as your the staff you have and the sales center you have. But these were all negligible costs in the grand scheme of things. And after this, if we look at this area as well, since there is nothing that compares to this location, there is no such thing as the Central Island that I'm talking about. Dubai Islands itself is location-wise and product-wise is something completely different than what we have seen before. So we cannot say that that 1,500 would be the limit of the price. The 1,500 would be a very, very bare minimum and a very modest estimation as what you could sell it for. So we are talking about a bare minimum margin of 1,000 dirhams per square foot. And what this actually means in this particular, in the matter of this plot, is over on 220,000 square foot of built up area. You're talking about a 220 million dirham margin. And this is the bare minimum. And in Indian rupees, it comes up to about, I think that's 4.9 billion Indian rupees. So you can just see that you would essentially put in just about, let's say 500, yeah, you'd be putting in just about 100 million dirhams, and you would be taking out some, you would almost be, you have the potential to almost double your investment with this particular plan. And the other plots would have a similar calculation as well. If you wanted to go through it, you can always link up, always ask us these questions, and we will be sure to answer you about them. For Dubai Islands, that's it. I think next we will be talking about another amazing project that comes out for the individual buyers, not just for developers. If Fazan could just pull up the slide. Right. So now we're going to be talking about IMR South. Now, this as well is a very new project. It's a new product. It's a new location that we are now exploring in Dubai. And it comes with its own opportunities. So as we all know, that Expo was a huge success in Dubai. It has, the Dubai handled it very well. Dubai was an amazing host. And the site is now being converted into a different project, as you may say. It is going to be turned into an art and culture hub, and so it will be a huge attraction for foreigners and for the local people as well. So with this, in the same location, we have Al Maktoum International Airport coming up. We are this IMR South is now to be the most the closest community to Abu Dhabi, which was previously Al Furjan. Now we're talking about something that's even closer to Abu Dhabi, and so you are looking to get a lot of interest from people who live in who work in Abu Dhabi but prefer to live in Dubai, as they want to be closer to the city. The location is very good, as the slide suggests. We are just 10 minutes away from the Expo 2020 site, which, like I said, is going to be converted into something very interesting and very attractive for visitors and local communities alike. We're just 7 minutes away from Al Maktoum International Airport, with the added benefit of knowing the knowledge that I would like to share is that the site of IMR South is a no-fly zone. So even though you are so close to the Maktoum International Airport, you will not have the annoyance or the nuisance of having planes flying over you like you do in some other areas in Dubai which are close to the airport. So IMR South itself is a gated community, and we have some apartments, we have some townhouses, we have some townhomes, or stacked townhouses, we could call them. These are basically it looks exactly like a G+1 townhouse, but the bottom floor and the first floor are two separate homes. So the target audience for this is you're looking at this is one of the few communities that actually focuses and targets the middle class, and it's not just looking for it's a very affordable option now in the market, and there is not much that competes with this in the market right now. And it's actually very well sized. We're talking about 2 bedrooms from about 1150 to 1750 square foot, and we have options of 2 and 3 bedrooms over there. And the most amazing thing is you have a 75% 3 years post handover payment plan. What this means is that you're booking with just 20%. The next 5% you have to pay when you actually receive the handover of the property. You start living and you rent out the property, and you start paying the rest of your amount, which is 75%, over 3 years. I will share more details of the payment plan in the next slide.
Joseph, we have got one. Joseph, sorry to interrupt. We have got some questions as well.
Right.
So, for the audience as well, like, you can just put up your questions in the Q&A box. About the previous project or this project. So this project, we have got a question already, which is like, does IMR community have a metro station? And
right. So
metro construction, basically, like, are there going to be a metro station?
Right. So we have metro stations that were leading to the expo site, and we have a lot of public transport already present over there. Whether they expand and create something specifically for MR South in the future will be something that I cannot answer right now. But we do have very good accessibility in terms of road transport and the public transport in this area.
Perfect. No problem. We can move on.
So after this, like I mentioned, the payment plan is very good, and we're talking about ready properties that are starting with just 1.1 million dirhams. Because of this has been a huge success, and it's been a very hot project. So we have very limited inventory left right now, but that's the case with all of the buy property right now. Let's talk about the community a bit more. In the next slide, we see that this is actually a community with 25 neighborhood parks, and it's not just these parks, but we're also talking about a full-blown 18-hole championship golf course. So you can just imagine the amount of greenery and beauty that you would have in this community. Other than this, let's just focus back on the numbers. Like I said, my favorite topic is how we can calculate the ROI and what kind of returns we could be expecting from this. So we're talking about a particular townhome in this scenario. The price is 1.1 million dirhams. And like I mentioned earlier, your booking fees would just be 20%. And your handover, on handover, you would have to pay another 5%. After that, quarterly, your payments start, which are mostly 10%, except for the one which needs to be 5% just to make it a total 100, so that you don't accidentally end up paying 105%. And like we said here, that these are the expected rents of the property, and these are very on par with the market right now. So as you can see, this is actually a very detailed calculation. It's not your average calculation where because it's on a post handover payment plan, we have this room to make a lot of ROI over here actually. Because if you will see in the initial year, you have only paid 557,000 dirhams, where your property is actually valued at 1.1 million. And your expected rent is just about 55,000 dirhams. Now, this gives you an average gross ROI of 10%. Then in the next year, you pay a further 200,000 to 200,000 amount, and your expected rent, because as the community matures and becomes a little bit older, you expect that the rents go higher and higher. So now we are expecting a very minute increment of just 5,000 dirhams and going to 60,000 per year. This brings our gross ROI to 8%. In the next year, we are seeing that we have to pay a further amount of 330,000. And our rent will also gradually increase. So we are taking a very small estimate of 65,000 dirhams. This brings our gross ROI for that year to 6%. And if we calculate the average of this over 3 years, we have seen that our average ROI has been 8% over 3 years. And this is something that's very special and very high, because forget the world. If we consider Dubai, which is known to have one of the highest ROIs in the world, we're anything that is above 5.5 to 6%, we consider it to be very good. And over here, with a very modest expectation, we are seeing that in the first 3 years, we're making an average ROI of 8%, which is really good. I'd like to go back to Fazan now if he's had any more questions.
Great. Thank you so much, Joseph. We don't have any questions as of now. So just one, a lot of people always ask about, mainly they're considering, moving to Dubai and, living in this property. So, if let's say, for example, if somebody is trying to, buy this property, this comes at a payment plan in itself. So when they make a purchase, will they be able to eligible, like, because they are not making a full payment? So can they get a residence visa?
Right. So like Fahad mentioned earlier, that the minimum requirement for a residence visa, an investor visa, is 750,000 dirhams. So of course, if they were to buy this townhome worth 1.1 million dirhams, it would be counted. It would fall under the criteria. Now, especially when you're buying property on payment plans, all you need to get is an NOC from the developer, which they will give you after about a payment, after your SPA is signed, after your title deed has been issued. So basically what you would, the key document to being able to apply for residence visa is a title deed with the amount written on it, and the amount should exceed 750,000. So after you have made your booking, after you've gotten your handover, you will have the title deed in your hand. It will be in your name, and it will have the booking amount, which would be above 750,000. So you would be eligible to get a residence visa.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Joseph. So if there are any further questions, you can put up in the Q&A, and we would love to answer that, be it about the Azizi Riviera project in general, about Dubai, or about Dubai Islands, or the latest project that we have covered as IMR South. We'll wait for a couple of questions. Otherwise, we'll go for the final remarks from our panelists. Let's start off with Fahad. Fahad, if you can give your final remarks, and then we'll move to Joseph. Fahad, you are on mute. You are on mute.
Yeah. I'm audible now?
Yes.
Okay, so perfect. As my final remarks, Dubai, if we compare with the global economy and global market, what's happening in the market, and what the prices around the globe. So I'll just put a simple example. So with $1 million, if you're buying a property in anywhere in the world, I'll put an example of Manhattan, which is one of the best places. So you buy $1 million, you can buy in Manhattan is 16 square meter. And in Dubai, with $1 million, you can buy 173 square meter. So I think Dubai is still underrated in terms of the prices we talk about. So they're not selling on a very high price. So it's still the best time to enter in Dubai real estate market. Even it's not that I am saying this, even if you go on the RBS report, Royal Bank of Scotland, so they make a report every year on the global market about the real estate and about the economy and all that. So even in their report, if you see all other cities in the world where most investments are happening, so everywhere where you see the investments, so they have the plus sign of the investment risk. So if you're buying in those cities, you have a risk on investment. So Dubai is the one which is on the very low level, and Dubai is having a minus risk factor. So even as per the report, it says if you're buying a property in Dubai, still your investment is not at the risk. So for me, I think Dubai is the best in terms of everything, in terms of the ROIs, in terms of the security, in terms of crime rates. Everything is amazing. Safety, infrastructure, entertainment. You name the thing, whatever you need, you find it in Dubai. That's all about.
Right. Thank you so much, Fahad. Let's move to Joseph once again. Joseph, your final remarks.
Right. So I would just like to second and reiterate what Fahad had actually mentioned. You know, I'm born and raised in Dubai, and I have seen the progression of Dubai and how they have handled a lot of situations that have been thrown at them, and especially when we see the COVID situation, how Dubai handled it. We were here, and I went through it, and just the way that you know, the government supported each and every person, whether they were a resident here, whether they were visiting here, or whether they were, you know, they didn't care about classes, nothing like that. Every person was handled as an individual and with equal rights. That is one thing that I feel is really sets Dubai apart. Other than this, of course, there is always the question, like, you know, is this a bubble? Am I buying in a price that's too high? And like Fahad previously mentioned, there has been studies on this, and if you actually look it up, we recently read a study where it says that Dubai is the bottom, I think the second from the bottom in the bubble risk factor, where it specifically says that Dubai's property is still fairly priced. We have seen a huge increase from 2020, but of course we have to take into consideration that we were taking a comeback from a pandemic. We were coming back from a COVID situation in which the prices for property all over the world had gone really low, and now we have just come back to the prices that we were already at pre-COVID. We have not gone anything that is too crazy yet, and there is still room for a lot of growth in this market. So this is still a very, very good time to get in.
Right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. If you have any questions, you can definitely reach out to these gentlemen, and we'll be sharing as many details as possible to you directly. And if you have any further questions, you can reach out to them through WhatsApp or call. We are there to help you out in general about Dubai or the projects that we have covered. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Thanks a lot. Take care.